Hey everybody, welcome to Bluegrass Heaven. Today we're going to take a look at bluegrass chord progressions. There's a lot of different chord progressions in music, and basically what a chord progression is most bluegrass songs have 16 measures in them, 4 lines of 4 measures. So we're going to take a look at several different progressions and how they're structured. So one of the things when I first started playing banjo was listening to Earl Scruggs, and he played a different routine over the verse and then a different one over the chorus and a different one over the fiddle. I thought I had to learn all these different routines for every song, including my breaks or solos. What I found out, the big epiphany for me, was that the progressions, there's multiple songs that work over these progressions, and once you learn a backup routine for one progression, it works over different songs in that same progression. Kind of like to look at them as, like a new housing residential area. They have 5 model homes, and those would be the chord progressions. And so, the 3-bedroom, 2-bath house is going to be exactly the same. That's the structure of the chord progression. Then the family that moves in, the Smiths with a husband and wife, 2 kids and a dog, versus the Browns that have husband and wife, 1 kid and 4 dogs. That's the melody of the song. So today we're just going to take a look at the chord progressions and how they're structured. So at the bottom of the page, there's a link to these 4 chord progressions and how they're broken up. So we're going to take a look at chord progression 1, and you can see it's 2 G's, 2 C's, 2 G's, 2 D's, 2 G's, 2 C's, G, D, then 2 G's. This last line is called the turnaround, and most songs, this turnaround, you have the 5 chord going back to the 1 chord, and that's where the last melody note of the verse or the chorus hits right there. And that's why it's called the turnaround, because we're going to turn this around and come back up to the top and start again. So print these out so you can look at them while we discuss them. So progression 1, songs that kind of work in that would be Your Love Is Like a Flower, Bury Me Beneath the Willow, Wreck of the Old 97, I'm On My Way Back to the Old Home, Y'all Come, Ain't Nobody Gonna Miss Me, You'll Never Find Another, the verse. And the way they're structured is that the vocals are going to be in the same area and the fills are going to be in the same area. So that way, no matter what instrument you're playing, you can work on your G licks, D licks, C licks, and have those ready. And also, if you're improvising on a song because you don't know the melody of it, you'll know how to phrase it with the vocal melodies, and then where to throw in a lick so that it sounds more like the song, or you're trying to do the melody of the song rather than just a whole series of random notes. So taking a look at this first one, the G's, and again, this will work in any key. We're just going to use the key of G for the example here. But if it was in the key of A, the key of D, we would have the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. So the first 2 G's are vocal, the second 2 C's are vocal, then the next line, the G's are vocals, then the D's are fill-in licks. And that's going to be, no matter what song you're doing, that's going to be the case. Then the third line, we have 2 G vocals, 2 C vocals. Then we have a G and a D, which are vocals, turning it around. That last melody note's going to hit there. And that's where we would have our tag lick on the banjo, or a G run on the guitar, or just a G lick in the other instruments. And then this last measure is called the link, and that's where we would put pickup notes or start a walk to go back into the top progression there. So again, that's progression 1. So again, if you were improvising, you could play some pentatonic scale notes over the melody, and then work in your D lick, and then have your G lick ready for that. And those are highlighted, and again, so if you're playing guitar, kind of memorizing these progressions, you'll know when to put your walk in for the G there, going to the C chord, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's progression 1, and I mentioned a bunch of songs that work with that. Progression 2, it's got 2 G's, 2 C's, 2 D's, 2 G's, 2 G's, 2 C's, 2 D's, 2 G's. So songs that work with that would be Blue Ridge Cabin Home, Nobody's Business, Using My Bible as a Roadmap, the verse, I Wonder Where You Are Tonight, the verse. And again, the verse is going to be most of the time where we take our break. Thinking Tonight of My Blue Eyes, Amelia Earhart, I Wonder Where You Are Tonight, Be Nobody's Darling But Mine, Is It Too Late Now? So you can see there's 10, 20 songs easily that work in these progressions. And if you go to a jam and you don't recognize the song, but you have a couple of these songs under your belt and you know how the chord structure works, oh, that's the same as Bury Me Beneath the Willow, or that's the same as Blue Ridge Cabin Home. So same kind of deal. We got 2 vocal G's, 2 vocal C's, 2 vocal D's, and then the end of the second line, those G's are going to be fill-in licks, and then kind of repeat G vocals, C vocals, D vocals. And this is our turnaround, so there's going to be our tag lick or G run, and then our link. Songs like Blue Ridge Cabin Home, the verse, melody, 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 fill, but on the chorus, it's melody, little bit of melody at the beginning, but you can throw a fill-in lick here because there's a pause there, and then melody. So that's progression 2. Progression 3, which is a very popular one, and that works for songs like Rollin' in My Sweet Baby's Arms, a Crawdad song, New River Train, Red River Valley, Walking Shoes, This Train, Loving Another Man, Why Don't You Tell Me So, She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain, Mama Don't Allow. So especially for like Mama Don't Allow, we've got 2 G's that are vocal, 2 G's that are fill-in licks, 2 G's that are vocal, 2 D's that are fill-in licks, 2 G vocals, 2 C vocals. Then our turnaround, the G and the D are vocals, hitting that last melody note, tag lick or G run, and then our link to get us back going to the progression again. So using this one, you know, Mama Don't Allow No Bluegrass Music Round Here. And, you know, or they'd be saying your instrument, so you need a G lick to show off there and a D lick to show off there. So that's progression 3. And again, these are all going to be, there's a link down at the bottom so you can print these pages out and get familiar with these chord progressions. 4th chord progression, we've got, first line is all G's and they're both vocals. So the difference, you know, between 3 and 4, 3 we had 4 G's on the top line, but 2 were vocals and 2 were fills. So this one, they're vocals and vocals. So for a banjo, if you've got a 2-measure roll for your main backup, you can just duplicate that there. Then we're going to go into the C, and then we've got G fills after the C, so the end of the second line. And if you're starting to notice a pattern, most songs, the end of the second line, we've got fill-in licks there. And it's because it's kind of the first phrase of the verse, and then the second phrase of the verse. And then again, we've got vocals on the 3rd line. Then our turnaround line, we've got the GD, going back to the G where we have our tag lick or G run. And songs that work in this, a lot of gospel songs, such as I'll Fly Away, Will a Circle Be Unbroken, Crying Holy, Paul and Silas, Somebody Touched Me. But also it works on Mountain Dew, Sitting on Top of the World, Long Gone. So again, there's lots of different progressions, and but these are very common ones, and so work on these progressions, work yourself up a good backup routine, and then you're set for any song that's in that progression. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little tutorial on chord progressions, how to work them out and figure out the structure of them, and make sure you subscribe to Bluegrass Heaven. Thank you.